Warriors take on the Telford Tigers.
Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And recently I sent out a tweet, pinned it to the top of my account, and said, you know what, ask me anything. I did this before, probably 2 months ago, and you guys actually really liked it. The response was awesome. I think I had close to 100 questions.
Oh.
Close to 100 again this time, about 85 or so. So what I'm going to do is split it into two videos. I'm going to go through the first 40 questions, answer them as quickly as I can because there's a lot, and I don't want this video to be too long. And then we'll do another video right after this, which you guys will see in a day or 2 days or something like that.
Okay.
Which will be the second half of the 40 questions.
Can I answer a few myself?
You can.
All right.
Yes, and some may be directed towards you. So
Oh, okay.
it's a good thing you're in this video.
But I'll try to remind myself to be short-winded.
Short-winded, yes, if possible.
Hard for me to do.
Don't be offended if we take just a couple seconds to answer your questions. There's just a lot to get through. So,
Okay.
First question from Nathan. Favorite food for breakfast?
Pancakes and sausages.
Bacon.
Done.
That was easy. Your ideal type of girl? I don't think this is an answer that can really be done in a couple of seconds.
She's upstairs.
Yeah. It's so hard to explain my type of girl because it's you can't really have a really specific type. Like I have little things that give brownie points. Like if you're a redhead, you kind of get some brownie points for that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not going out there like, blondes, get out of the way. Brunettes, get out of the way too. I'm looking for a redhead. I'm not looking for a redhead. It's just you get some brownie points if you're a redhead. Get some brownie points if you're a brunette. I've just never really been in a situation where I've been close to a blonde. So as far as physicality, that's all you're going to get brownie points for is hair color. I'm not really that picky.
Look at their eyebrows. Most of them are probably brunettes anyway.
Yeah, probably. And personality-wise, if you want to get to here, you have to make me laugh. So a girl with some comedy to go with her, that really means a lot. I like to laugh, so that's huge. Have to make me laugh. Just be nice in general. Don't be like catty or I don't know, confrontational all the time. Just be easygoing, laid back. Don't care what people think of you for the most part.
Should she try to change you?
She can try, but she's gonna fail. No.
Cool.
Like I've said that I have deal breakers.
You
before,
have.
and you've kind of made fun of me a little bit. They're
I
normal
have.
deal breakers. Like I wouldn't date anyone that smoked.
Good deal breaker.
Like, all my deal breakers are normal deal breakers like that.
All of them?
All of them, pretty much all of them. I like most of the funny ones that we've joked about have been actual jokes. So, like when I say redhead, that was a joke. Like I'm not actually looking specifically just for redheads. Anyways, this conversation has gone on way too long. The answer is, it's too hard to explain my type of girl. So,
Took him 3 minutes to say that, but
you have to get to know someone,
That's
and then
right.
it develops into whatever.
whatever.
Okay. If you get to live on one island in the Caribbean for the rest of your life, which one would it be? For me, probably Turks and Caicos or Grand Cayman. The water is awesome there. Like it's so clear, it's so warm. The economy is better than most of the islands down there. Like I wouldn't choose St. Thomas or St. Martin or anything like that.
I would say Grand Cayman myself. I haven't been to Great Turk or Grand Turk. So the Turks and Caicos, very attractive to me. I think I'd love it there, but I haven't been there yet, so I can't really be sure. I have been to Grand Cayman and love it.
It's awesome.
Boom.
Would you rather Pittsburgh win the Cup every year or have Chicago win the Cup every year? Right now, Chicago, because Pittsburgh's won in the past 2 years. So I would choose Chicago.
I would choose Chicago.
Okay, that's literally...
I like Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Have you ever played an instrument, like take actual lessons? I've never taken any musical lessons. I don't know what you're doing over there.
It's a clarinet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not a flute.
If you say so.
That's a flute.
Okay. Guitar. I self-taught on guitar, although I haven't played in a couple of years because I sold my guitar. I'd really, really like to get a guitar again and start playing again. But as far as lessons, I've never taken any musical lessons. How long do you think it'll take Tom Dundon and the Carolina Hurricanes to turn things around as a franchise? I think not long, really. They have a lot of young pieces there. It'll take a couple of years to do everything he needs to do and to get the team on the path that he wants them to be on. But it's not going to take. It's not going to take a decade or anything like that.
No,
they've got some bright young players. So
yeah. In fact, I think you had forecasted. I probably agreed at the beginning of the season, looking at the goalie tandem, that this might be a year where they can do some damage already. So,
I felt like they could sneak in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
I think I had them in the last wild card spot. And that's pretty much exactly where they are. So.
But they've got good pieces with Skinner, and goaltending should come back.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
Looking at the entire 2017 7th round right now, who do you think has the best chance at making an impact in the NHL? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I couldn't name you one person from the 2017 7th round. I don't follow prospects that much, so I don't have time. So sorry. What is your favorite part about doing YouTube? I think the typical answer would probably be it's cool to have a lot of subscribers. It's cool to have a lot of followers, whatever. But I just think it's just the people.
Yeah, the engagement.
Yeah, it's
the two-way conversation.
Like I've met so many great people because of the channel.
Yeah.
People who are other YouTubers, people who just are subscribers, Patreon members, and as I'm speaking right now, I believe either tomorrow or the next day, Maddie from Sweden is coming to Carolina to meet Ryan. Most of you people don't know who these people are, but they met because of Post to Post, and they're actually going to hang out. Maddie's flying from Sweden to Carolina, and they're going to hang out for a week and go to a couple of NHL games.
That's fantastic.
And that never would have happened if I didn't start the channel. So just that story alone right there really makes me happy. So that's my favorite part is the people.
Nice.
So for sure. This is my channel, but I kind of feel like it's their channel in a way. 90% of the videos that we make are suggestions from people. So I really do feel like this is your guys' channel, and I'm just the facilitator, I guess. Who would you root for if the Penguins played the Bruins in the playoffs? Bruins, because I don't want the Penguins to win again. So
agreed. Bruins all the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which stall is the best stall? They all have pretty unique stories, but I think Eric's stall, for me, I think he's probably the best stall because he had the best start to his career, and look at him now. He struggled a little bit. Now he's found a new home, and he's really one of the main reasons, if not the only reason, that Minnesota is where they are right now in the playoffs, because he's been on fire the last 30 or 40 games. So I think Eric Stahl is the best stall. That's my opinion. Not saying I'm right. That's just how I feel.
I have no opinion.
You have no opinion?
No.
How many languages are you able to speak, and what languages would you like to learn? You can speak English and French.
Oui, je parle un peu de français.
I can only speak English. I can understand a little bit of French. I know a little bit of Russian. Russian's really interesting because it's formal and informal for everything, so it's interesting. I think German's interesting. I don't know very much German. As far as languages I'd like to learn, more Russian, more German. I think it would be beneficial to know an Asian language, like Korean or something, just because it's so widespread. It would be beneficial, but I think it would be really difficult.
I think it would be, too.
What languages would you want to learn?
Maybe a little bit of Mandarin. I'd like to know more about Swedish, frankly, because I like the way the language sounds, and I'd like to know what the words mean. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Ever attended an NLL match? I believe that's lacrosse.
Lacrosse league, yeah.
No, I have not. Not even close.
I played a little lacrosse in high school, intramural.
Back in the 40s?
Back in the 70s.
How'd it go?
Actually went quite well. I was pretty slick with the lacrosse thing.
Your terminology is amazing. Yeah. I'm sure it's called exactly that, the lacrosse thing.
The racket, I guess. I don't know. I forget now. It's 40 years ago. Come on, give me a break.
I have a question for the GOAT, if that's okay. Brent, is there any meaning or significance to your Twitter handle, VY2HF?
Yes, there is. That is my amateur radio call sign. Every ham around the world is issued a series of call letters by their federal government, in my case, Canada. And VY2 means PEI, and HF is the suffix of the call, just part of my name on the air. I also have a call sign from the United States because I passed all the exams down there. And my call sign there is W1PJ. So, but I go by the VY2HF handle on Twitter.
Victor Yankee 2 Hotel Foxtrot.
Hotel Foxtrot. Thanks for the question.
Do you think the Golden Knights can win the Stanley Cup this season? Do I think they can? Yes.
Yes.
Do I think they will? No.
No, I agree. Any team that makes the playoffs can win,
Yeah.
and we've seen it happen.
Definitely.
We saw how close Nashville came last year after being seeded 8th and just sneaking in. They almost
Yeah.
won the Cup. Anybody can win, but it's unlikely.
If you were the Canadiens owner, would you fire the GM? Absolutely, I would. Would you?
Yesterday.
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 Do you agree with jersey numbers being retired? I don't, because eventually they're going to run out of numbers.
I think there's a point to that.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's getting out of hand. Some teams have like 15 to 20 numbers retired. Stop the madness.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be 20 numbers retired from a team. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think it's excessive. These days there are so many ways to recognize players.
Mhm.
There's the Hall of Fame. There's statues outside. There's other things you can do without retiring their jersey.
I think there should be a real exceptional player like
Yeah.
the Gretzky, the great one, 99, retired league-wide. I'm fine with that one.
Me too.
I'd even consider Lemieux to be on there, 66 being retired league-wide. You could probably convince me of that. Other than that, league-wide numbers,
No.
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 What kind of student were you in school? Above average grades, below average grades? What was your favorite subject? I was a terrible student in school. I almost failed high school because I didn't care. It's not that I wasn't smart, I just didn't care. I knew I wasn't going to be a mathematician. I knew I wasn't going to be writing books and doing literature crap. I didn't care. Didn't care about any of that stuff. I was pissed off because I had to learn that stuff. So I just didn't care. Didn't care to learn. My favorite subject was lunch. You?
I did very well in school. My marks were always really good. I liked history, well, I guess the most of anything. And I thought it was very important to bring home a report card that my mother would like.
And I just didn't care.
Because I loved my mother.
Oh. I think my brain switched around the age of like 22 or 23.
Usually too late.
Like, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
too late. But as soon, like, it's almost like it happened overnight.
Yeah.
Because after that, I really started to care about learning. I got into science, space stuff, reading books on thermodynamics and string theory and quantum mechanics and all this stuff. All that stuff happened after high school.
And you also worked really hard, maybe not intentionally, on your vocabulary, and your writing ability is exceptional considering where you were at when you were 18.
Yeah.
I will say that.
That all happened after high school.
Yeah. So you
I was not a good student in high school.
self-taught.
But I was a good kid.
Oh, you're a very good
I
kid.
didn't party, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't
Yep.
wasn't into anything bad. I just didn't care about school. So
Yeah.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke?
Coke from a glass, Pepsi from everything else. The glass bottle, I meant to say that.
Yeah.
Jeans or sweatpants?
Jeans.
Sweatpants. You prefer to wear jeans? What's wrong with you?
I prefer to wear jeans. If I had to wear one thing all day long, it would be jeans because I'm not going out on the town in my sweatpants.
You go out in the town now?
No.
Didn't think so. Summer or winter?
Man, it's tough.
There's things.
You're asking this question in March. In March, definitely summer. But there's other times of the year when I'm looking for winter. No bugs. No grass to cut. Well, there's some good things about winter.
There's some good things about winter that not a lot of people realize because
And hockey.
they don't experience Canadian winter.
Yeah.
Like the no bugs thing is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
It's
You can spend hours outside and never get bitten by anything.
there's a point in the summer where when you just yearn for winter because the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And then there's that buffer zone in between winter and summer in the fall where it's still kind of nice, but it's too cold for bugs. That's
Yeah.
like the best 3 weeks of the year, I think.
Perfect. Night or day?
Night or day? Night.
Night.
Night, definitely.
Absolutely.
Stars, come on.
Radio signals come in better at night.
Who are you going to pull for in the playoffs since Montreal is out? So you pick a team from the East and the West.
East, I'm going to say Toronto.
Really?
I am going to say Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah. West, I'm going to say Vegas.
I'll say Nashville from the West and Washington from the East because I really want to see Ovi win a cup.
I wouldn't be upset with either of those two winners either. So.
If you were a hockey organization and you got the first overall pick, what draft would you have wanted if you could pick any year? Probably 2005 for me, the year that Crosby was drafted.
Yeah.
You guys know that I'm not really a fan of Crosby in general. I think he's the best player in the league. I mean, I'm not biased. Like, I don't really like him that much as an on-ice player, but he's the best player in the league, in my opinion.
No question.
I would 100% want him on my team.
Yeah,
for sure.
Me too. I think that's the one.
First thing that comes to your mind when you think about Germany? Probably the gold medal game just a couple weeks ago for me.
Beer.
Beer?
No, I'm just kidding.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with that.
Germany, I think of history. I think of history.
Their bad history?
Well, their entire history, including what goes back into our, we have some ancestors, if you go back far enough, Germany. So it's a place I'm dying to visit.
Oh, heck yeah.
I can't wait. But it's so big for history, and in Berlin in particular. Not so much about the war, but it's the immediate post-war. I think Berlin, especially from 1945 to 1963, is a fantastic story about the blockade, the airlift, the construction of the wall, and all of that, and how that formed us as a society. Fantastic stuff.
And just outside of that, like the castles and stuff in Germany, and that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Cool
And
to
the
visit.
beer.
And the beer. Who's your least favorite player of all time? I don't think I have one. Like, there's players I dislike, but like of all time, least favorite player of all time?
All time. Wow.
I don't really know.
For me, it would be somebody who hurt people, or who I thought played with too much of an edge. Chris Draper would be an example.
Really?
Never a fan of Chris Draper. I think it's probably too harsh to say he's the worst or my least favorite of all time. But it would be somebody like that, a Sean Avery, Chris Draper. Although I hear Sean Avery's a great guy away from the ice.
And he is, and I was going to say Sean Avery because I hated him on the ice, but off the ice, he's an actual terrific human being.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't answer it.
Yeah.
Would you ever move to the U.S.? If you do, where? I would love to move to the U.S. California specifically. Like I would love to live in California, mainly in the San Jose area because I want to be close to the Sharks. But Colorado, anywhere in Colorado, I love Colorado. I like Florida, Montana. I live in Montana. I don't think I'd want to live anywhere in the Northeast area, like Maine or Connecticut. It's too close to here. I'd want to experience something new. So.
Man, that's a tough question. I absolutely love New Hampshire. It's probably where I spent most of my time. I love Wisconsin. I love Florida. If I were to move, probably for the same reason as you, I'd want to move far enough that it's a different climate experience.
Yeah.
So even the Carolinas, I'd be happy with that. Just where even if you do get snow once in a while, it doesn't last more than a couple of days, and the rest of the time it's decent. So I would say North Carolina would be my...
North Carolina?
North Carolina. Close to as many NASCAR tracks as possible.
Interesting. If you have any hookups, let me know. Are you going to plan a trip to different hockey games throughout the leagues? NHL, AHL, ECHL, etc.? No, because we live in Prince Edward Island, and it's too far away. The closest arena is Boston or Montreal, which is basically, 10 hours away, 11 hours away from here. AHL, still a long ways away. ECHL,
Southern Maine.
like it's financially it would be impossible.
Yeah,
So.
that doesn't mean we won't find ourselves in some town and decide to go to a game, but as far as planning a trip for the purpose of watching anything other than an NHL game is probably pretty unlikely.
Very, very unlikely. Yeah. Do you think Freddie Anderson has a chance at winning the Vezina? Chance, yes. Do I think he will? Probably not.
I agree.
If you had asked me about a month ago, I'd say, yeah, there's a pretty good chance. Now,
Yeah.
Coke or Pepsi? I guess we already
Coke.
answered this one. What's the best thing about Canada? And did you know Jake Allen personally before he was a professional player? No, but I thought I might have played against him, but I looked and I didn't. But what would you say is the best part about being...
About Canada?
Best thing about Canada?
It's got to be the people.
I was going to say the people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to the store and have a conversation with someone you don't know, and it just be normal.
Yeah, it's not a thing. And this even applies in the big city. This applies in Toronto, it applies
Definitely.
in Montreal, Vancouver. It's not uncommon just to strike up a conversation with somebody sitting beside you on the bus or waiting in line for a table or whatever. It's Canadians have a way about them that makes them very nice to be around.
How's you going, eh? Who's your
Not too bad.
father?
Who's your father? Yeah.
Favorite and least favorite school subject? Least favorite was probably math for me.
Least favorite for me would probably be English. Interestingly, I use that as much as any other thing from high school.
Yeah.
But one of my weird disconnects with English was I know how to use the language. I know how grammar works. But I'm terrible at identifying the parts of speech, finding the past participle or the preposition. I'm terrible at that. I know the rule, but I can't explain it very well.
Okay.
And I think that's my disconnect there. So that was my least favorite school subject, also because of your relative, Shakespeare. I hated the classical studying of English because I thought it meant nothing. And I still feel that way.
Definitely. Waste of time.
Yeah.
My actual favorite school subject was probably gym.
Oh, favorite. Yeah, I guess geography I would have said. If they had a special class called geography only.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But without that, I would have to have said history.
If you were an owner of a team and you have to relocate, where would you go? Quebec, probably. Just because I think they deserve a team.
I think Quebec deserves a team. I'm not sure if I'm the guy to bring them a team. I don't know. I just don't see myself as being a part of the community very easily there, even though I'm born in Quebec and raised in Quebec. I would like to bring a hockey team to Houston.
You identify yourself more as being a Houstonian than a Quebecer?
With training.
With training. Would you rather have to swim everywhere you go for the next 5 years or have the Bruins win the cup every year for the next 50 years? Swim for sure.
Definitely.
I'm a fish in water.
Get me some trunks.
I'm
good
totally.
to go.
Rather watch a 10-0 score or a 0-1 end in shootout?
10-0.
Me
I
too.
don't like shootouts.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Yeah. Fill the net.
Who do you want to win the heart? I'm a Devils fan, so it's self-explanatory. Yeah, Taylor Hall probably has a good chance. I really like Eric Stahl for talking about most valuable to his team. I think he has to be in the conversation.
Yeah, Taylor Hall's a beast.
Kucherov is probably in the conversation as well, and McKinnon.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't really have a front runner here. If you could pick one goaltender, one D-man, and one forward to sign to your team, who would it be and why? Holy crap. Goaltender,
Wow. That's tough.
probably Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
D-man, Drew Doughty. Forward, Crosby. I think reasons are mostly self-explanatory. Do you think Brendan Gallagher could be the next captain of the Montreal Canadiens? If not, who would you give to see? Yeah, Brendan Gallagher spends a lot of time talking to the refs. I think he respects them, and they respect him for the most part.
He's been on the team long enough. He's
Yeah.
earned that role if they give it to him.
Definitely.
So I'd be happy to see that.
What NHL arenas have you been to, both past and present, and what would you like to visit in there? Or what arena would you like to visit in the future?
Okay.
The old
Montreal Forum.
Bell
Both
Center,
of us. Bell Center.
or
Both of us.
Molson Center, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we've both been to ACC. I've been to the Buffalo one,
Key Bank.
not the Odd, but the Key Bank.
Whatever it's called now.
Yeah. I've been to Ottawa, watched a couple of games there at
Canadian Tire Center,
whatever it was at the time.
Scotiabank, something.
Scotiabank, I think, at the time, both times. As far as, I think we're both going to agree on rinks we have not been to, where we want to go, and it is Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
If you could have unlimited time resources, what kind of podcast would you do other than Post to Post podcast and having a yak? Topic, guests, etc.
This sounds crazy. It is crazy. But that first question we had on having a yak a couple of days ago, questions about May, December romances, people that are old dating people that are young, and,
Yeah.
and talking about the whole romance game, and even listening to you talk about your ideal girl or deal breakers. Or whatever.
This will be good.
I think I would like to do a podcast about relationships.
Oh, goodness. Let's not do that, please.
Oh, what?
For me, it would probably be about just kind of what having a yak is. You said not to have it about that, but I just want to shoot the you-know-what and just hang out and have fun and talk about whatever with whoever. One thing I would like to do is be able to swear and not have to filter myself because, as you guys know, I don't swear on this channel because a lot of kids watch it. But in real life, I swear all the time.
You're not too bad, though. You're not as bad as some.
No, but it would be nice not to have to filter myself. That's why I can never be on Sportsnet or TSN or anything. Anything live wouldn't work for me. Are the LA Kings going to make the playoffs? It's looking like it. It's looking like it. Run a little short on here on time, so I need to skip through these. What do you think about Seattle? It's a lovely city.
Love the city. Should have hockey.
Has Brazil clinched the Calder? Looking like it with Besser being injured and stuff.
Looking good.
Probably has the best chance.
Yeah.
Do you listen to any podcast? If so, which ones? The Ear Biscuits by Rhett and Link and the H3 podcast. Those are the only ones.
The Bowery Boys. I listen to dozens. It's about the history of New York City. I listen to so many.
Hurry.
We're in time trouble. The Bowery Boys. That'll be good.
Okay, sorry, that was the last one. So.
All right. Well, so are we still out of time then?
Well, basically.
Okay.
All right, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. We'll film part 2 of this right now, so check that coming in the next couple of days or day or whenever. So thanks for watching. Thank you for contributing your questions on Twitter. I really appreciate that. If you're new here, hope you can hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you for part 2. Adios.